What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? It is another Tuesday night. It is another Steel Conspiracy. We're one man down, but that's okay because the man next to me is like two and a half men. He's one of the best in the game, one of the best in YouTube,
It ain't
and
me.
we're about to get it cracking. Let's get it going.
Image, your beats are so fire.
We can compete with. I feel we can beat the Browns. We can compete with Baltimore if they have Lamar, and we're right there with the Bengals.
That young man put his life on the line for you, for your entertainment.
We were talking all before the game. You know, everyone was like, "Nah, Ravens don't have a shot," and they're right there. What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. My name is Suge, and once again, we are here live with a new episode of Steel Conspiracy. The man to my left, I was going to say right, but to my left, he needs no introduction. He is the one, the great, the only Mr. Hendo. How you doing today, sir?
I'm well. Thank you for having me on the Steel Claw.
Can't with you.
It's not the Steel Claw.
Steel Conspiracy.
Steelers, Panthers, Steel Claws.
Steel Conspiracy. What's up,
What's up,
Rodney?
B?
I hope you're having.
Why you not here?
Because he's starting his
I don't
vacation.
Let's start nothing tomorrow. He should be
What's
here
up,
right
Bazel?
now.
Always first. He should be. He could be in here, but he wants.
He could.
He wants a break.
Yeah.
He wants a break.
Break from what? He hasn't done anything all day.
And you would know, right?
I would know. Some of us went to work today.
Some of us did go to work. I worked hard today.
Yeah, that snow was a.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you were unconscious. How would you know?
I'm working and packing.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, you got more than 10, but you're good. All right, Hendo. It's been it was a busy week. Before we get to football, I wanted to talk about there was a big boxing fight this weekend, which I did a live stream, which I don't remember some of it. I do remember that. It was a good card. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I'm thinking about doing more streams like that, just less beverages while I'm doing those streams. I got to go on Ring Kings with Jose and Rodney and talk about the boxing card. So make sure to check out Ring Kings. It's a great boxing podcast. Also, too, you did a watch along on Sunday night with Coach Evans. Make sure to check that out. Coach Evans usually does all the games for Ravens, so check that out. Check that out if you like to watch the game and also sync up with him. He sometimes has guests such as Hendo and other people on if they're available. So check that out. And that was dope to watch when I wasn't trying to pass out on my computer desk. It was, but I did watch. I was in there. I was in the chat hanging out. We got about 5 more weeks of football. The NBA starting to pick up.
Did it? Did you see that game last night?
No,
Philly and the Lakers.
I mean, was that even a game? That was like JV versus college.
LeBron had 18 points. Is this your king?
Yeah, he won me some money the other night.
Yeah, he did. You were so happy. And that's I think you blacked out after that. It's like I won.
Possibly. That's possibly what happened.
Is who's
but
streaming? Who's streaming the Steelers game? Suge?
probably not. Probably not. I got things to do.
You sure?
Oh, wow, my light just went out.
Because you lied.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Your light was telling on you.
It probably was.
I wouldn't want to
All
listen.
right.
I wouldn't want to stream the Steelers game either. We don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, we already know what's going to happen. They're going to win. So
They're going to lose.
All right. Well, let's start off with your team. Ravens beat the Chargers in a sloppy win. Now, going back to our previous stream, you thought this game was going to be a blowout, 36 something.
I did.
I don't remember the exact number.
I think I said like 30.
And if it wasn't for Zay Flowers pissing off probably a lot of people that were betting on the +3.5 for the Chargers, because all he had to do was go down and people would have won money. Instead, he said, "Give you the finger to all of you."
That's my guy.
And ran it in for a touchdown. But watching your live stream with Coach, you guys and Chris, just joking, you guys didn't seem very happy about. You were obviously you're happy about the win, but the performance was not what you wanted, not what you expected, especially from a team that's the number one team in the AFC right now. Just give us your overall thoughts on the game, thoughts on what you were disappointed in, what you thought was a very impressive as far as it came to the Ravens.
What impressed me the most was just defensively. We took this high-powered offense and we essentially shut it down. What did they have? 4 turnovers, I do believe. 3 fumbles, interception. Defensively, Justin Herbert, the prototypical quote-unquote QB of the NFL, he really couldn't do anything. All he had was Keenan Allen on some short post routes, some comebacks. They really couldn't do much against us. But the thing that disappointed me, and I will accept your sloppy win because I do believe that the Baltimore Ravens went out and got Matt Canada to direct their offense for this game.
Yeah.
We just had no cohesion. So you talking to a puppy. We just had no cohesion. We didn't have any direction as to what this team wanted to do. We started the game off passing just fine. And the thing that upsets me the most is whenever we find something that works, we tend to go away from it. I think Todd Monken gets a little bit cute with his play calls and his play designs, and they don't work. We are supposed to be a run-dominant team. I believe that's supposed to be our identity, but we go away from it. And I understand Gus Edwards is the top 20 running back in the AFC, but we need to utilize Keaton Mitchell more and, unfortunately, Justice Hill. I just don't think that Todd Monken, John Harbaugh, offensive coordinatorship is doing what they need to do for this offense. I think that they let Lamar down on a lot of fronts, and you can see kind of the frustration in his face that, y'all not where you're supposed to be. These calls aren't working. He had to check out of a couple calls late in that game that got us some key first down. So I was very impressed by this defense. We have the best defense in the league. Shout out to Cleveland, but you gave up, 29 points to Denver? Probably wasn't all on you, but hey, you can't all be the Ravens, huh?
Okay. Yeah, watching this game, to be honest with you, as a number one seed, if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I don't feel happy. You, especially against this Chargers team, they may be high powered, but defensively they're not good, and you only put up 177 passing yards, 60 about a little. You put up a good amount of rushing yards.
Number one rush team in the league, son. Of course we did.
Yeah, but you had one touchdown to show for it.
In the words of Suge Knight, did we win?
You did.
Are we?
But
when you talk about my team, you say division leading Baltimore Ravens from now on.
First off, we won't do that because after the next couple of weeks, that's going to change. But
how? Who gonna beat us?
About that?
Who got it better than us?
Oh,
Nobody.
and the thing that makes me laugh is how much you're fronting right now, because as a Ravens fan, you got some tough games coming up,
We do.
and that's okay. I mean,
We got
now
a tough game. A tough game coming up.
you got about 3 tough games. You got about
Name
3
them.
tough games. I don't need to name
No, you
them.
don't have to look them up. I can tell
I'll
you
show
now.
you. I'll show you two. So definitely the Jaguars, definitely
No.
the 49ers.
First of all, the Jaguars,
definitely the Dolphins.
Jaguars struggle with the Houston Texans, and they actually should have lost that game. The Jaguars aren't who people think that they really are. The 49ers game, that is going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie. The Dolphins, they can't beat a team over 500, and the Steelers, this ain't the first game. I didn't
mention the Steelers, but let's go back to the schedule. I believe you guys are going to beat the Rams. I think the Jaguars are going to give you a hard time, and I think and especially it's in Jacksonville, and we've seen that your team doesn't travel well. The game against the 49ers, I believe that's going to be a tough game for you. And Miami, sure, they might not be able to beat a good team sometimes, but they have beaten you in the past, and they show up for the game against the Ravens. As far as the Steelers, I'm not going to say anything about the Steeler game until we get to the actual game, because to be honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think there's going to be a lot on the line. I think division's going to be on the line. I think the seed between maybe the second and third seed and a wild card spot's going to be on the line. I just see a lot in that game happen. That's why it's a to be determined game. And when we look at the Steelers,
please do
schedule, we're gonna talk about the Steelers and what they did against a mediocre team, which is what you're supposed to do, which is what the Ravens don't do. They're supposed to beat up.
Wait a minute.
They're supposed to beat up on these mediocre teams.
Did you beat up on the Bengals with the backup quarterback?
The mediocre team. How good is the Chargers? How good? Yeah, we beat them.
No, you said beat up on. You didn't beat up on them. If that.
Wait, how many? Let me ask you a question. If that
quarterback had not thrown that interception, this would have been a whole different game.
Not really, because we were taking the ball away and getting to them all night. But let me ask you a question, Hendo. Let me ask you a question, Hendo. How good is the Chargers defense?
I mean, they should be pretty good. They have pieces on the defense, so they should be.
I'm asking you a question. Statistically, how good are the Chargers defense?
Middle of the pack.
What? Middle of the pack. You were only able to put up 164 passing yards.
How many total yards did we put up?
Barely over 350. 361.
Oh, barely over 350. So
now you're rushing carried you. I will give you that. Your rushing carried you.
I see where you're going with this show. I see how it is. So your team for the first time all year outgains an opponent, and you got all this swag for the first time in 11 games.
There's no swag.
First time in 11 games.
There's no swag. I'm asking you a question. Are the Chargers a good defensive team? Defensively, yes. You shut up.
They have fits. They have good defense.
Defensively, well, one of their pieces wasn't even on the field. So,
I mean, a lot of teams have one of their pieces missing. So, what does that mean?
Exactly. But all I'm saying is, if I am the Ravens, I'm a little worried.
Why?
Now, I think you guys are going to beat the Rams. And once again, you should run over the Rams. No problem.
Why are we worried though? You're not telling me why we're worried.
Okay. I'm worried about Jacksonville, who can score. The 49ers, who can score. Definitely the Miami that can score. Those three teams can score the ball.
So in the beginning of the season, I will say I was like, yo, we're going to lose the San Francisco game. It's over. But let me ask you this question. Between the Baltimore Ravens and between the San Francisco 49ers, which one of those teams has had a 3-game losing streak during the season? I'll tell you, San Francisco.
Okay. But
we haven't had a 3. Right. If you're supposedly the superior team, how the hell did you lose 3 straight? We didn't lose 3 straight.
Because
we didn't lose 2 straight
season.
We haven't lost 2 straight games. Lamar Jackson
That's a
has
long
never lost
football
3
say.
straight.
You
Lamar
you
Jackson never
might
lost
lose.
3 straight games in his life.
You might lose 3 straight after this Rams game.
How, Sway?
You might
really
lose
think,
4 straight.
you
I
really
I
think
think
you
I
really
think
think
you, I
Trevor
don't know if
Lawrence.
you guys. I don't think you can go. I don't think you can walk into Jacksonville and beat up on him.
Wow.
I don't think you're going to go into San Francisco and beat them. And Miami has proven they can come to Baltimore and beat Baltimore.
They did it one time.
Am I wrong or am I right about those 3 things?
I mean, they have. Every team's beating every team. So what are you talking about? We beat
Okay,
the 49ers. We beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
I mean, that was 10 years ago. Didn't we say we were going to
We
stop
beat
bringing that up?
I'm just saying. You talking about teams beating other teams. We
I'm
beat the
talking
49ers. The last time we played the 49ers, we beat them.
Which was when?
I think it was 2019.
That was 4 years ago.
But that was the last time we played them. What are you talking about? You talking about the last time somebody beat us? Like, yo, Jacksonville ain't got nothing coming, son. What defensively? Okay, defensively, who do you know on Jacksonville that's gonna make any noise?
They don't need to individually make noise. They can do it as a unit.
They struggled against CJ Stroud, a rookie with no running game.
Mm-hmm.
No running game. So what's gonna happen when we run the ball against them and they try to stack the box? Listen,
here's
just
the
because
thing. You can run the ball all day. Can you produce touchdowns? It's a question.
Did we produce touchdowns?
No, you produced 1 touchdown.
We got 2 touchdowns.
The last touchdown really didn't count. Let's be honest.
Didn't count. So
the last touchdown to really ice the game when normally a player would have just went down. Zay Flowers decided to say, "Screw Vegas. I'm gonna make sure that whoever took 3.5 on the Chargers don't get paid."
So listen. If
you want to say you scored 2 touchdowns, sure. You scored 2 touchdowns.
Listen, Kenneth. Even if we do score 17 points, 49ers aren't going to score 16. Yeah. And so how many points did Pittsburgh score this week?
They would score 20.
Same as us, huh?
Oh, 16.
Oh, you scored 16 points against a depleted Bengals defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and where we should have had a touchdown, but because our coach didn't throw the red flag.
First of all, I wouldn't have thrown a red flag either because it was Deontay Johnson and he drops everything. I wouldn't have wasted that anyway because he drops everything. And by the lay of the law, if you don't complete the catch going to the ground, it's incomplete.
That's not what happened. He got 3 steps in. He got 3 steps. But that's not the lot. But a 3rd step counts as possession. You don't have to complete the possession to the ground.
It's Deontay Johnson.
See, incomplete. You should know the rules.
I do know the rules.
If you want to talk football,
Oh, this is where we going with this? You want to go rules?
Okay, I'm where we want to go with this? Give me a hard time. Not getting your food delivered on a live show on his King.
First of all, he's always getting food delivered.
Oh yeah, because I'm the man. Gus been putting up plenty of rushing touchdowns. The Vikings kicked that field goal, shoulda, woulda, coulda. What are you talking about?
You talking about the game last night against Chicago?
Oh well, I didn't watch that game because I was still recovering.
It was hard. It's more like watching the Steelers game.
Keep taking shots.
Yo, what are you doing?
Keep taking shots. I'm not doing anything. I'm just checking something.
We're on a live stream show.
I'm moving my food so it's not on camera and I don't attempt to try to eat it. Okay? So, let's look at the next game. You do have some time off, time to recover, time to get some injuries, things like that. Again, I think that the Ravens are going to beat the Rams handily, and I don't unless something weird happens. I don't think the Ravens are going to lose to the Rams. But let's look for Stafford decides to go off.
Matt Stafford decides to become a pro football quarterback again.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp decides he's not going to be injured this year. What's going to happen?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's look at the remaining schedule. We keep going to this. Where do you see your final record being after with these 5 games left, Chando?
15-2. I'm sorry, 14-3. I lied. 13-4. We may lose one of these games. There may be somewhere where we just have some turnovers. It may be a bad weather game, and it ends up that way. But aside from that, I only see us losing one more game. 13-4 is the final record.
Yeah, I see you guys losing between 3 and 4 games.
First of all, between 3, Lamar Jackson has never lost 3 consecutive games in a row in his life.
He doesn't have to lose. He can lose to the beat the Rams, lose to the Jags, lose to the 49ers, beat the Dolphins, and lose to the Steelers. Or he can beat the Jaguars, beat the Jags.
You said 4 losses.
Win against the 49ers, lose against the Dolphins, lose against the Steelers. Lose against the Jags, lose against the 49ers, beat the Dolphins, lose to the Steelers.
If there are 2 games that we might possibly lose, it's going to be the 49ers and possibly the Dolphins game. We're not losing 3 games.
I hope not, because I think if you lose 3 games, that might cost you the division, and it might cost you a playoff spot.
It might cost us a playoff spot. I don't think so.
Yeah, because you guys are 9-4. If you finish out of the next 5 games, if you lose 3 games,
I go 10-7.
Finish 10-7. Yeah,
10-7. Right, but you also
11-6. 11-6.
Yeah, that one.
So
that's a playoff spot. That's a guaranteed playoff spot right there.
How is that a playoff spot for you? But when I say the Steelers are going to go 11, you tell, oh no, there's 20 other teams. 20 other teams that are going to be there.
Because we're the better team.
Because a hater.
No, we're the better team. No, there's no way we're losing 3 more games. Should. There's no way. Listen, Kenneth. Kenneth.
He dug in saying beat the Steelers.
Unclutch Pickett.
Puka's fine. He goes by Puka.
Steelers are going 11-6. Now I will say this. I would say
we're gonna look at the schedule.
No, we are.
Tell me where the Steelers don't go 11-6. But
okay, but when we get to that, but I'll tell you this: if you had a better quarterback, Suge, I would be a believer. Just Kenneth Pickett is just not it. I'm sorry. I think you know that now. He's not it.
He might not be it, but looked a lot better than he's had before.
It was the Bengals.
Hey, any given Sunday, you play who's in front of you.
No, I'm not saying take anything away.
That's why I feel more confident now because of who's going to be in front of us for the next 5 weeks, compared to who's going to be in front of the Ravens for the next 5 weeks.
Let's look at this schedule. Let's look at the schedule then.
Yeah, let's look at the schedule. We'll jump straight to it. The Cardinals,
y'all
the Patriots.
See
why you do that?
Yo, the Cardinals play hard. The Cardinals not because
they play hard. But come on, let's see this. The Patriots. The Colts is an interesting game. The Bengals, I think Bengals. We win that. Seahawks is interesting, and again, I think it's gonna come down to that last game.
3 more. 3 more losses coming.
So you're saying the Colts, Seahawks, Ravens?
Yes, or the Bengals. Because that's going to give Brown
Hendo? Really?
No, listen, that's going to give Brown a little more time to get acclimated to the offense. I'm just saying, he gave you a tough outing in his first start, and they were up
he really didn't give us a tough outing. That non-touchdown call really screwed us. I think if we get that touchdown, we're in a good position, and we don't really
2,000 points. Let me submit this trivia question right quick.
Why are you doing this live, Ronnie? You should probably be on stream.
That's what I'm saying. He got all this time to be in the chat, all in the chat, up in the video.
But to be honest with you, if I'm being serious, I see 4-2 at worst, 5-1 at best.
5-1.
Mm-hmm.
3-3, baby.
That's what you're hoping for. Even at 3-3, we still finished 10-7. That's everybody said we were going to finish like 6-11.
Nah, y'all gonna be 9-8. But listen, you better hope Kyler Murray don't get it together. Hollywood's back and all that. And if y'all lose to the Cardinals, Suge, I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna be on this show bright and early with bells on. Y'all better not lose to the Cardinals. Y'all better not. Or I'm gonna come on your channel and just stream by myself one day throughout the week.
Oh, Mr. Endo.
Y'all better not lose to the Cardinals. Y'all better not lose.
So, actually, we'll go to this real quick. Deontay Johnson is under fire. Your favorite receiver. Not only did he drop a for sure touchdown, on the very next play, he Warren ran the ball, got hit from behind, and the replay shows Deontay not really putting in any kind of effort for blocking. Walks away as the ball is getting popped out, and his corner he was supposed to be blocking, picking up the ball and taking it down the field for a fumble recovery. He has now been getting a lot of heat from Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith, Ocho Cinco, Shannon Sharp, the usual suspects. Now his defense was, hey, I didn't see the ball pop out, but you could clearly see in the video just no attempt to really give a block. People say had he blocked, he would have saw the ball popped out, could have tackled the guy early, yada yada yada. You have said you have been hard on Deontay Johnson for a while. What do you? How did I spell his name wrong?
I think he's talking. He's talking. I think he's talking to somebody else. Now you got second guessing himself. He's talking to Brandon, I believe.
No, I did spell his name wrong. No bad.
What?
No, I did.
Oh.
I did spell his name wrong.
Oh, he's calling you the Ravens fan.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong.
Self-sabotage. Yeah. Here's the thing. He's a Steelers player, so he's a liar.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's a liar. You can clearly see him turn his head when the ball got fumbled and ran it. But my thing is, even without the fumble, why aren't you blocking? Like when they hiked the ball, he just stood there with all the action going on around him. Even the man that was guarding him was like, "Yo, what's up, bro? What we doing? Why'd you just stand there?" Then he saw the fumble, and because he turned his head, he turned around and saw him running with the ball. He still didn't give chase. And I can excuse a lot of things. I can excuse mental lapses, lack of talent, but I can't excuse lack of effort. That is one thing that each and every person can control is their effort on the field. And that's why I don't like him, because I don't think that he gives full effort every time he's out there playing. Is he a talented wide receiver? Yes, he is. Is he a lot better than his numbers have suggested the last couple of years? Yeah. But it just comes down to he's a diva. He's complaining, throwing his quarterback under the bus. And then when it comes time for him to make a play, he's standing out there looking like a fool. But he plays in Pittsburgh, so what do you expect?
Love how you just take those shots. Yeah. Look, I get a lot of people have that AB PTSD. Deontay is a good wide receiver and has, done well. Last year, I think, was a frustrating year for him. Had zero touchdowns.
His quarterback sucked.
And this year only has one. But at the same time, you still got to give effort. George Pickens might be a head case, but he gives
facts
effort every time. He might get upset. But he will go out there and still block, still throw a block for his quarterback. Still, will still make that effort to
he just plays hard.
to do what he needs to do for his team. I think Deontay, I believe this is probably going to be his last year in Pittsburgh, where he might just get traded.
False. You can't let go. You can't let go of Deontay and Pickens.
We're not letting go of Pickens.
yeah. He's coming to Baltimore.
He's not going to Baltimore. But I think that I think Tomlin probably had a talk with him, and we'll see what happens after this. See how he does come this next week, um, because they're going to need him to show up. He's gonna need to be a big part of the offense if we want to make any kind of run in this regular season and in the playoffs. So we'll definitely see what goes from there.
Mhm.
Bronny is in the chat, and Bronny is now backstage because all right when I bring up this topic,
What's up?
You came
What's
just in
up?
time, B.
you just can't. Yeah.
I had
Put me
turned
down
off.
bottom.
I had turned off YouTube on my phone while I was setting up, so I did not know that you were talking about the Panthers now. And I feel like I could not have gotten here at a worse time.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing, to be honest with you.
No,
B,
it's
your
terrible.
Panthers. Even though I was going through our picks, you were the only one to pick them. Me and Hendo decided to go with Carolina,
Yeah,
and you picked.
told you
You
were going to
picked.
regret
Who's being petty?
Yeah. Derrick Henry scoring 2 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Trooper Hubbard though scored a touchdown, but only had 45
that. Oh,
yards.
hooray!
Nice.
Touchdown.
Yeah, but give us your thoughts on your 1 and 10.
I don't know why you're looking for positives in the game that got the coach
Bryce
fired.
Young did not. Bryce Young did not throw an interception.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to Bryce Young. But yes, your coach did get fired. Wasn't he just hired?
Coach and quarterback coach and running back coach / assistant head coach all got fired. So
Good God.
that's pretty good.
And they
Josh
were-
McCown
and they were
and Pete
just-
Staley. Yeah, no, he did just get hired pretty recently. In fact, he's coached 11 games in Carolina, so he's the second. I believe it was the second shortest tenure of a coach ever. But it wasn't working, and David Tepper's a terrible owner. And combine those things, and this is the kind of stuff that happens. This is the second consecutive season that they have fired their coach in season, and third time since 2018 that they have fired their coach in season. David Tepper's getting ready to hire his 7th coach in 5 years.
But I will say David Tepper just said, hey, my next coach, I want him here for 20, 30 years.
He did say that. And as somebody pointed out, he said that after hiring somebody who is in his 60s. So,
Now, let's just go to the obvious question: who do you want as your next head coach?
Damn,
I mean, I don't know. Like, it would be nice if wow, okay. I mean, you don't want to hear my answer, that's fine. You don't have to just leave.
He got his food there.
No,
He's
I'm
trying to
here.
eat real quick. Yeah,
No,
you hear him
no.
stop his
I was
face.
taking a drink.
Nah. God damn it, shit. Come on, bro.
You heard the food.
Come on, bro.
Professionalism.
Mute yourself at least.
God damn.
Anyway.
No, somebody walked in.
Oh,
yeah. We know you, sure. You don't turn off your camera for somebody walking in.
You don't.
Ever.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You never do that.
Just swallow
But
that bite of
continue.
food.
I took a drink of water. God damn, I can't drink a drink of water?
Nah. Anyway, if Ben Johnson wants the job, that would be great.
Right.
He turned it down this past season and keeps maintaining that it had nothing to do with the Panthers. Well, then why'd you go on the interview? Like if you just weren't interested in head coaching jobs, why were you interviewing? But whatever, that's neither here nor there. Ben Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, Brian Johnson, those would probably be my top 3. Well, actually, no. Brian Flores is going to be in the top 3 as well. I think he would be a great hire. But yeah, I mean, anybody who'll take the job is the real answer. It's not I don't think it's a very attractive job, particularly because you have to work for David Tepper. So it's going to be tough on them to find a new coach. And, I mean, right now, and I assume they'll do this, but right now you're also dealing with having to work with Scott Fitterer as GM, who was a terrible GM. Kenneth, or Suge, as we refer to him. Right now, the Panthers have about just under $40 million in cap space. They're like 5th in the league, so that's without any cuts or anything like that. But they do have to sign Brian Burns, to an extension. He's hitting free agency, so they'll either have to sign him to an extension or hit him with that franchise tag, which will obviously eat into the cap room, or they can franchise tag him and trade him.
Ravens
for less than they were offered previously. So there's not really a good solution here for Carolina. But they're going to have to hit free agency and look for some offensive linemen, wide receiver help, because they don't have their first round pick. They're not picking until the first pick of the second round, most likely.
Ronnie, let's go over the rest of the season for the Panthers.
1-16. Let's take it down.
We have to go over each pick.
Do we?
Right.
Yes.
I think when I'm a guest, we just do what I say.
You're not a guest.
I am a guest. I wasn't here at 9:45.
That'll make a difference.
Do you want to comment on Ravens and Steelers final schedule or anything like that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Who do you want to comment on?
I'm really excited about that.
On both. Let's go. Let's do it.
That's what
Okay,
the show's
so
about.
let's talk about the Panthers.
No, I said Ravens and goddamn.
I want to talk about the Panthers schedule.
All right, so the Ravens, we got a win over the Rams.
That's right.
I think a win over the Jaguars.
Of course.
I'm going to give them a loss to San Francisco. I'm assuming San Francisco will be healthy. Giving them a win over Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Suge, I'm sorry. But I'm going to have to give a road win to Pittsburgh on January 7th. Because I think the Ravens will be kind of resting guys by then.
Okay. Let's go to the Steelers' final schedule.
Loss, and then a win at Baltimore to try and play spoiler.
You can't have them win one and lose on the other.
They're gonna no. I said they're gonna win in the last game. They're gonna lose the other 5. No, they're gonna lose they're gonna beat the Patriots.
Yes.
They're gonna beat the Colts, and I think they'll beat the Cardinals. I think they'll beat the Cardinals.
So 3-3, like I said.
But I do see them losing to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a good shot they lose to the Bengals.
Yep. But then that would put them at 4-2 if you're giving them the Ravens win.
I know, but you know I'm joking about that shit.
Are you though?
Yes, he is.
Are you? Okay. Okay.
No, that one does depend on how the race for the first seed is looking at that point. Like if it's just a regular game, Baltimore wins. If they do have the first seed locked up,
what happened to the first regular game of the season?
I don't know, because our backups went into Pittsburgh and beat the crap out of them. So
broken clocks and blind squirrels, Suge. That's what happened.
Facts.
Okay. You had Lamar out there. I mean, your biggest complaint is, Lamar's always hurt when he plays the Steelers.
You never heard us complain that ever.
No, but that was the game where he dropped 10 passes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ain't looked better against the Chargers, so.
But we won. Scored more points than the Steelers.
Not really.
Scored more points than the Steelers.
They did, though. They didn't drop 10 passes against the Chargers, so they definitely did.
You're supposed to mollywop that team, and you couldn't even muster it up.
I don't know why you're speaking like that when there isn't a team in the league that you're capable of mollywopping.
Okay, hey, and I wanted to talk about this too. With the Steelers going over 400 yards, we have about 4 or 5 games to get our offensive mojo without being so worried. And I think that is pivotal for the Steelers right now. We're gonna have these next 4 or 5 games to really figure out our offense,
right?
And for our quarterback to get comfortable, so we can make our push. And I think that's one thing. I think that's a benefit for us, because now that offense gets comfortable, the defense gets healthy, and is good. I don't think we're a team you want to see in the playoffs. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we're not going to see you in the playoffs. So,
well, look,
first off, I wasn't talking about your. I was going to say something right now. Be quiet.
You about to call me in names again?
Yeah, that is absolutely true. I don't think that the Steelers are not a team that you would want to see in the playoffs. They have a great coach. They have some great players in TJ Watt, in Fitzpatrick, in George Pickens. Those are the kind of guys you don't want to get into a one and done situation with teams like that. You don't. I
Here we go. Here we go. Go ahead.
No. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna like what I was about to say, but all right, I'll be quiet.
You're gonna say something disrespectful.
I was, but not to Pittsburgh. I was going to say you're more likely to be happy running into the Ravens because it's Lamar and then a bunch of guys at this point, right? Now, if John Harbaugh learns how to get the ball, or allows his offensive coordinator to get the ball to Zay Flowers and Keaton Mitchell more regularly and in space, and lets them go out there and do their thing, then that changes the dynamic. But as it is right now, you're as likely to throw the ball to Zay Flowers and hand it off to Keaton Mitchell as they are to run a tight end draw with Charlie Colon, right? They don't like to use players to their strength. They don't like to get the ball to guys who could potentially be playmakers for them. Suge left, so Hendo, you are now the host of the show, and I'm gonna sign off.
Sorry, I was getting a phone call. I agree with you, Rodney. Again, the Ravens, this back half of the schedule just looks really tough. And say what you want.
It does look tough. It is tough. It is a tough schedule.
But things can go real south in a minute, because if the Steelers go 4-2 and the Ravens go, they have 5 games left, and they go, let's say they go 3-2.
Yeah,
4-2 and 3-2.
4-1.
For me, the Steelers would probably get in the playoffs with more momentum compared to the Ravens.
I
know.
Y'all outgained one team this whole season.
Yeah, but we've beaten every team not every team, but we've beaten teams in front that stand in front of us. That's all that matters.
Some of them.
It's
4 teams that says otherwise.
Okay, but we've been in every game. We've gotten blown out one game, which is against the 49ers. That's it.
How many times have the Ravens been blown out?
0.
That's okay. So, but you still lost.
And you got blown out more than once.
We've only gotten blown out once.
You got blown out 2 times.
By who?
Pittsburgh and Houston.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about Houston. You're right.
Yeah, you sure did, didn't you?
I forgot about Houston. I forgot about Houston because it wasn't that memorable.
On your side.
All right. Let's go to the big news coming out of that. I believe was it a Sunday night game? The Sunday night game. Was it afternoon? Bills defensive end, Shaq Lawson.
Nope.
What is it?
With Shaw Lawson.
Who's Shaw Lawson?
No, it's Shaq.
No, but you wrote Shaw Lawson.
Oh,
who's the editor on this channel?
No, it was a, because I did it on my phone. It was a stupid it was a stupid thing. All right, Shaq Lawson confronts, which appears to be to shove up. He shoves a fan who said that he was that this fan was saying threatening things about him and his family. He asked Eagles security to have him escorted. They did not.
I heard.
I don't want to hear. You heard differently. Well, I want to hear. Well, first off, tell me what you heard, Rodney. And
I heard that the fan wasn't making any kind of threats. I heard that Shaq Lawson started talking trash to the fan first, and the fan wasn't really saying anything particularly disrespectful. Just Shaq was focused in on him for whatever reason, and that's why security refused to remove said fan, and why Shaq, I guess, felt the need to go over there and be an idiot. But I will say this. I was happy to see it because I did not remember that Shaq Lawson was still in the league. So that was a nice reminder.
Well, there was what he said came out, and then there was a fan that said that no, they weren't. The guy hadn't said anything about the family. He was just saying, Hurts is going to score on you. Talking fast, shocking. Well, I kind of take it as 50-50. I'm pretty sure he was saying some things that were inappropriate.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was probably saying some things. You know, I'm not gonna say that Lawson should have, ignored it or anything. Like you wouldn't say that to somebody if you guys were like there was nobody there, no barricade. You wouldn't say that.
Apparently he would because Shaq was right up in his face.
No, he was right there, but he couldn't do it. But he couldn't do anything.
He could have. He could have. He didn't want to.
I would say something to him.
He could.
No, he did say something to him. You put hands on him.
So you saying if it was just me and him, there ain't no barricade? Yeah,
no. Yeah, you would because you got the vegan powers. So you got the vegan.
No, I ain't got no vegan powers, bro. I'm listen. Give me a nice little setup from that settlement check.
Facts.
Go for it. But listen, you should. I'm not trying to justify anything that fan may or may not have said, but in all reality, it's Philadelphia. This is nothing new. This has been going on since the 70s. Like those fans are highly disrespectful. You mad that you lost? You mad that your team is 6-6 and might be out the playoff hunt? I get it, but what is going over to that fan going to prove?
That he's a big man.
Now you're in the news for all the wrong reasons. Oh, okay. Whose paycheck is going to be a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He did put hands on him, but we'll see what happens. And I mean, it's a tough game to lose, and I understand getting frustrated, but yeah, you can't put your hands on that guy, and that guy's gonna probably get a lawyer, and some lawyers already contacted him and said, "Yo, we get paid," and
my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
Take out some of that frustration on the Eagles because I just looked, and I did. Like I said, I did not know this, but I just looked, and my man has 0 games with more than 2 tackles this season. Okay, you want to put hands on somebody in a Kelly Green jersey?
Facts.
All right. Let's go to our picks. It has been an interesting year with our picks. There was a couple games where you and me, Rodney, picked teams, and Hendo's the only one that got it right. And
of course,
ones that you picked, and me and Hendo only got them right. So
all I see is that I'm winning. That's all I see.
You are winning. Let me just get the.
And you know what? You're probably not going to remember this because okay? But when I win the picks this season, you're sending me the Highlander sword.
I didn't say that.
You
yes,
did.
You did.
Yes, you did.
Hell yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
All right, we're week 13 picks. Let's start on Thursday. We have Seattle at Dallas. Who you got, Hendo?
It looks like these days Geno Smith is writing everybody back. So I'm going to go with Dallas.
Goddamn hater, man. It's so ridiculous.
How? Ridiculous. He not writing people back now, Rodney?
No.
Oh, my bad. Still, I'm taking Dallas.
Okay.
I'm also taking Dallas. I don't think that I don't think the Seahawks can get it done.
Yeah.
but not for the same reasons that Hendo was saying.
Yeah, definitely taking Dallas. Indianapolis at Tennessee, Rodney.
Indianapolis at Tennessee. Yuck. I'm gonna. Jonathan Taylor's out now. I don't know, man. I should just flip a coin on this one. I'm gonna take Tennessee because they're at home.
Hendo?
Gardner Minshew or mayonnaise? I had to go mayonnaise. Tennessee.
I'm gonna go Indianapolis.
Okay.
We'll go Indianapolis. Fuck.
Jonathan Taylor. Well, but you know what? Yeah. Old boy did have a good start to the season for Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Indianapolis. I'm gonna go Indianapolis.
Seattle losing their next 3. Damn.
Ain't they?
LA Chargers versus New England. I am gonna go with the Chargers.
Yeah.
They didn't look that great against the Ravens, but that's a good defense, and I don't think New England has that kind of same defense. So I'm gonna go to Chargers. Bronny, who are you going with?
Taking the Chargers big.
Okay. Hendo?
It depends. Is this another game after they the bench McCorkle Jones, that you let him start the very next game after benching him. Now, if Bailey Zappi plays, Chargers still going.
There you go.
Chargers.
Detroit at New Orleans. New Orleans just pisses me off.
Derek Carr.
Listen,
Like,
they are going to wreck New Orleans. It's Detroit. It's Detroit by 2 or 3 scores.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Detroit too.
I'm gonna go with Detroit Bailey. I'm gonna go with Detroit Bailey because for some reason Jared Goff does not know how to protect the ball anymore. So, and their offensive line forgot how to block. But I still take Detroit in this one.
I hate this game. Atlanta, New York Jets.
Oh,
freaking
man.
all of a sudden, Atlanta decided they could score last week.
Right.
They scored on defense.
Well, that was thanks to Derek Carr.
Yeah, but then you got homeboy. Who is it?
Wow, that's gotta be homeboy.
Shut up.
You talking about Desmond Ridder?
No, it was what's his damn name?
Bijan.
Bijan
Robinson.
No, not Robinson. Is that the running back?
Yeah,
Bijan Robinson.
The one they drafted? Okay,
Bijan Robinson.
I mean, if you say it 20 more times, maybe I'll say it right. Good God.
No, you were just like, huh? What? Who?
No, I was trying to remember. I'm sorry. Who do you got, Hendo?
I don't like your attitude or your aggression. But this is a tough game. I'm gonna go New York Jets because of their defense.
Yeah, I'm going to the Jets obviously because it's Desmond Ridder and he's throwing against the New York Jets defense. That wasn't as difficult as you made it sound, Endo.
I mean, but the Jets offense is just as bad as Atlanta. So you just
Tim Boyle now though.
Okay.
Tim Boyle show.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll go with the Jets also. Arizona versus Pittsburgh.
Arizona all day.
Are you being serious right now?
I'm going to pick Arizona. I just decided the last minute. I'm picking them in the upset. Kyler is back. But despite that, they will get the win.
Endo.
Yeah, Fire Matt Canada has seemed to ignited a fire under the Pittsburgh offense. But Arizona plays hard. I'm going to Arizona.
Pittsburgh. Wow, you guys are so disrespectful. Rodney, Carolina versus Tampa Bay. Who do you got?
Oh man, you know.
Hold on, wait a minute. Who you pick?
I want to listen. Yeah, you didn't pick any.
You didn't pick,
and you didn't give your score, Suge.
Hey. I said Pittsburgh.
Okay, and the score.
I'm not giving the score. Who do you got? Carolina.
You don't want to predict your team scoring 5 points,
right?
500 yards of offense.
Who do you got? Carolina or Tampa Bay?
So I'm going Carolina. I think they're going to get the 1 week boost from firing Frank Reich, and I think, and I hope they don't make me look stupid for saying this. I think they will stand up and unite against the Baker Mayfield revenge game.
Okay, Hendo, how about you?
Hey, I'm always riding for the Junior Ravens. Let's go, Carolina.
So he's such a disrespectful person.
Yeah, I got Tampa Bay.
What? Carolina? What are you talking? Okay.
Miami versus Washington. Hendo.
Miami by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Washington is not going to get the boost from firing their defensive coordinator. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are going to run wild on them. Yeah, so it's going to be. I'm going to say they score in the high 30s, maybe low 40s.
Yeah, I'll take Miami. Denver, let Russ ride. Woo, keep cooking. Versus Houston. Who you got here?
Look, I'm not a fan of Russ necessarily, but it was nice to see him have a little resurgence. I think he was treated very unfairly by fans in the media. But they're going to get beat by Houston.
Yeah. 5 straight wins. Nobody thought they could come back and do that. Russ is, and even when they were losing, Russ has been playing decent. I just think that Mr. Sierra just is not going to get it done. CJ Stroud, Houston for the win.
I'm going to go Denver. I'm gonna go Denver to beat Houston. Cleveland at the LA Rams.
It's another ugly game.
Yeah, because Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback.
So
They do though.
So the Joe Flacco era begins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Taking Cleveland for the win.
I'm taking Cleveland and Joe Cool.
Kyler's back. All right, back to MW3.
Disrespectful, Suge.
That's so disrespectful.
I'm gonna go to Cleveland. I'm gonna go to Cleveland also. San Francisco at Philadelphia, possibly a future look at the NFC Championship game.
I can't believe I'm gonna miss that one.
That's about to say you ain't gonna be able to see that.
Oh man. I'm gonna take the 49ers in this one. I think it's time that Philly has escaped a few times this season, but Jalen Hurts not playing particularly well, and I think it catches up to them, and they take the loss at home.
Yeah, and I think for that reason, like Jalen Hurts has not played his best football this season, but yet and still, Philadelphia just continuously finds ways to win games by different means. And this is a supremacy game for who is the top team in the NFC. So I'm going with Philadelphia.
All right. I'll go with 49ers.
Hater.
KC versus Green Bay, Mr. Bronny.
I think I'm gonna take Kansas City in a surprising shootout.
Listen, this is the resurgence of Jordan Love, baby. KC all day.
You weren't on that train last week.
KC all day. He's still Patrick.
All right, I'm rolling. I'm rolling with them. Green Bay gets it. With Jordan Love, Green Bay gets the win.
Okay.
Wow.
The Swifties are coming back to bite KC. And for this boring Monday night game, we have all of our rivals, Cincinnati versus the Jaguars. Hendo, who you going with?
Jacksonville. Unfortunately.
Rodney?
Yeah, no Burrow, no win. It's going to be Jacksonville. And like you said, it's going to be a fairly boring game.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to Jacksonville. All right, we will be back next week with those
with me still
results.
at number 1 week closer, 1 week closer to the Highlander sword.
What if I win?
Well, you're not going to be here. You're not going to be here next week, right?
No, but I just gave my picks.
No, I'm not going to be here next week.
Handel's going to be here next week because Pittsburgh's losing to Arizona.
Oh yeah, they do that. I'm here all week. I'm here whenever you need me, baby.
All right. Another thing that happened this week, if you're not a wrestling fan,
I'm not.
was Survivor Series. You had Randy Orton returned, and you had the big surprise of CM Punk returning.
And now I have no reason to watch. Thank you, Suge.
Aren't they like?
Well, it's been like on freaking every tweet and everything.
Oh, it got pulled for me in the Discord and everything immediately. So
yeah, it wasn't by me. Was not by me.
Can you remember if it was by you?
No, I can't. I was telling Kristen.
What's up, Dre?
What's up, Mr. Galloway? I hope you're having a great night. I was telling Kristen is all I remember is the Lakers won, which I won my bet, and then the final fight. I don't even remember how he was winning, but that's all I don't remember. And all I remember is getting a StreamYard thing going. Oh, I gotta go live right now again.
He said getting a StreamYard thing like he didn't ask Jose to send it to him.
Right.
Jose
wanted me on. He wanted me on. He was like, you know what, Chip?
Jose did want you on until he found out that you were drunk.
Thanks. It's like this is an immediate mistake.
I gave some good commentary. I think toward the end, I don't know what
lost it.
Toward the end, you start blacking out.
Yeah, toward the end, I'm pretty sure I lost it.
You held it together for a good while, and then towards the end,
it was over.
It was just gone.
It was
over. Appreciate Jose for having me on.
But thank you for coming on, though.
No problem. It was a good time. That and we'll talk about that too. That fight sets up a big fight, possibly with the possibility of Canelo versus Benavidez. Benavidez calling Canelo out. Um, so that fight might possibly be set up. But I wanted to ask you honestly, Bronny, because I don't remember if you talked about this on stream because I don't remember much. The Charlo win. Even though he missed weight, he dominated that Benavidez. What does that do for Charlo now with that win? Because he's had a long layoff, but he looked really good in that fight.
Yeah, he looked good, particularly towards the end of the fight. And it's nice to see him back after such a long layoff. He had a lot of things he was going through personally and everything like that. But I don't think that win does much for him. Jose Benavidez Jr. I don't want to say he's washed, but he's not a world-class fighter at this point. It would have been a shock for Benavidez to win that fight or even really make it close. So I don't think that this does a whole lot for Charlo other than just get him, kind of back into the public eye and in people's mind, and just get and get him to knock some of that rust off and everything. What we need to see is where he goes from here, because this fight, like I said, it's not gonna propel him to anything. In particular, we got to see who he picks as his next opponent, because I'm sure he wants another tune-up type fight to get himself all the way back before he really tries to go after a title fight or anything like that.
Gotcha. Hendo, were you able to watch any of the fight or? No. Okay.
Poor, I can't afford fights.
Sure. I mean, not some of us are not going to Japan for a couple weeks. So
okay, but he can't be saying that while representing our company. We pay our work as well. You're not poor. You're fine.
Maybe, he hasn't even got his first check yet.
Maybe live within your means. I don't know.
Oh, are you talking to me? You talking to Suge?
I was talking to you, Mister. I have a 3D printer, but I can't afford a fight.
Listen, I'm living within my means. That's why I didn't get the fight.
Mister, I can afford a vegan lifestyle.
I ain't gonna hold you. That one, you got me on that one.
Because despite what we all say, you can't just go and mow the lawn and have lunch at the same time. I said you can't do that, Hendo. Why are you sighing?
The discrimination is just...
What discrimination? I said you can't do that.
Just the discrimination.
Jay. No.
Jay's the only one here that has like a house and everything and all those Jordans behind him.
Jay's got every rare shoe on the planet.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know what you are, Jay? You're not poor. You're just not liquid.
Right. I'm not liquid.
So, before we get out of here, Hendo, let everybody know where they can find you, watch your great content.
You can find me everywhere on the Rogue Pod, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, in audio form. It's all there for you. And also, if you want to do...
Now we know that's not Suge for real.
That's not Suge. Shout out. And if you want
to... He's also not a Steelers fan, because they don't know what vegetables are.
Exactly.
I do know what vegetables are.
Okay. He took a picture of some watermelon and he feels good today, so...
Some good watermelon.
Yeah, whatever. Also, if you want to hang out with us a little bit more, make sure you go over to patreon.com/ROUG, become a patron, get to the Discord.
Jeez.
70%. It is. Get some perks, some special things. Now it's all funny. And hang out with me later this week, because I might live stream something.
You know you will.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
This guy.
No, if I do it, it'll have to be in the morning. The schedule's messing me up. It had to be in the morning. Maybe like 9 o'clock in the morning. But I might do something. Who knows? Have some fun.
Something that you rarely do. Bronny.
I always have fun.
Where can the great people find you, but not for a couple weeks because you're leaving the country?
Sucker.
Yeah, you can find... Wow. Find me on Lunch Break Hot Take every Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We do the LBHT show, followed up by the Overtime show for patrons. You can find me over on Sip to Tally Films on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the Ravens Roundup with Hendo, with my brother Jose, with OTR Mike, with Chris Just Joking, and of course, Coach Evans himself. It is his channel. It would be weird if he wasn't there. You can find me sometimes on Ring Kings podcast. If there is a big time fight coming up, which we do have some coming up in the month of December, a lot of really interesting fights coming up. So I'm sure we'll be streaming over there. And then, of course, you can find me here on Tuesdays at 9:45 p.m. with the two gentlemen above me, Suge and Hendo, for the Conspiracy Podcast every Tuesday at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
What
That is a definite. That is a
Wait, what did I forget?
You forgot Sunday evenings at 8 p.m.
I don't have shows
on my channel with me, 8 p.m. live stream.
Well, let me ask you something. Hendo. Are you going to be here on Tuesdays at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time?
You didn't confirm my portion yet.
I said, are you going to be here?
You didn't confirm my portion yet. You don't
at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh, and I hear 9:45 every week.
Wow. Okay, aggressive. But if that is the case, then maybe
Rodney. That's why he's perfect for the job. That's why he's perfect for the job, because he's aggressive.
The one thing Kristen can't teach him.
First of all, my customer service skills are unmatched, and I'm very.
How would you know? You haven't called anybody.
I don't have to call people. I've been in customer service for over 20 years.
I mean, he told me he had a particularly difficult case today, and I was like, "Oh man, I should log in to hear your first call." He's like, "Oh well, when I say we, I mean her.
When you see her, you see me. Us. Tag.
And you can find me Suge Knight 323 here, TikTok and Twitter. Suge Knight 1323 on Twitch. Might do some more live streams. Seeing what else is going to happen. Appreciate everybody that follows. Appreciate everybody that's been here tonight. Hope you have a great night. We will be back next Tuesday, minus Bronny, as he will be in Japan. Maybe you should just call us from Japan.
Probably not. Thank you, Jay. Yeah. Appreciate it.
I mean, what time will it be? It'll be like in the morning. So
yeah, it would be in the morning. We're there 14 hours ahead.
You got a phone.
So it would be like 11:45.
Perfect.
I'll probably be doing something.
On Mount Fuji?
One day.
Yo. If you see Godzilla, can you take some pictures for me, please?
I will.
Thank you.
It probably won't be great. I'll be running, but I'll try.
Don't run. He doesn't hurt people. It's like a puppy.
No, he's not.
Get my 2,000 points.
What happened?
I just submitted a question.
Rodney, will you be there tomorrow for lunch break hot take? Or no, you'll be in.
No, he'll be gone.
Yeah, no, my flight's leaving at 10 a.m. actually.
10 a.m.
So I shouldn't even be here.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not what somebody told me last time.
No. What I told you was we were leaving for the airport around 5:30 or 6, which is true. The flight leaves at 10.
So now he's leaving at like 8. Now he's leaving at like 8.
No, we got to leave early. The airport's like an hour and a half away. You got to check in and all that.
Yeah. You didn't do advanced check-in?
Early.
I did. It's not just relax. All right.
Wow.
Relax.
So appreciate it. Captain Hopper. Thank you for the raid. We're actually just signing off right now. We just finished talking Steelers, Ravens, Panthers, football, some other sports. But thank you for the raid, Captain. Hope you're having a great night. Appreciate you. All right. That is going to be it, everybody. We will talk to you later. Have a good night. Oh, enjoy Japan. No Panthers in sight.
Yes. Thank you. I don't watch them.
Yeah,
Everyone have a good night. Talk to y'all later.